Welcome to SCSU Life,
where we bring your community straight to you.
Let's sail across the sea and back.
We also can't forget about the unexpected travels that the women's hockey team had. SCSU Life, your life starts now. The SCSU Study Abroad program takes students into the world and brings our world to SCSU.
St. Cloud State teams up with the Center for International Studies to provide a study abroad program in Alnwick, England, where you get to live in a castle for a semester.
St. Cloud has a wing in the castle where there's dorm-like areas set up with bathrooms, showers, rooms, and then there's also the classroom areas as well as a library.
The program itself is very extraordinary because we've been there for so long. It adds sort of an element of home away from home.
The class system was actually pretty slick, so we only had classes 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday. Every Friday we'd have a field trip to a different location in the UK. And what was cool was in the British history class, you learn about it for a full week and then you get to see it firsthand right in front of you that Friday. It's a real cool experience.
Living with people I've never met and then studying with them throughout the semester at first was kind of scary just because we were all away from home.
We all kind of meshed well for the most part, even though we were all kind of different and brought kind of something different to the table. There's parts of the castle where it seems like newer and modern, and then there's parts of the castle where you can definitely tell it's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years old, and it's just kind of different.
I think the grounds of the castle were like the most beautiful part and everything like that, because then you really felt like you were living the castle life.
Oh, yay!
I think the thing I learned the most from studying abroad is just how different it is. Like, you grow up in the US and everything's just like a certain way, and then you go over to Europe and you learn that everything's just different, and it's almost hard to even put a word on that different.
You get the opportunity to not only go over there with people from the United States so you're not completely out of your element, but come back with them as well. So you get to share the experience with them while you're there, but then continue to have those relationships and that kind of bond and connection with them while you're back in St. Cloud State.
People should study at the Alnwick Castle just to get out of their comfort zone, get out of where they've been the entire life, and just explore, like really go and just do something for themselves.
From the study abroad trip, what I'll remember the most is probably the trip as a whole. I always think of like what's like the most fun thing I've ever done, and every time it always comes back to that study abroad trip, no matter every single time.
I think it just opened up my eyes, obviously, to a different culture, which is something that I think everybody should experience, but also to a new family. We really became a family while we were there. It was fun, it was worth it, and I don't have a single regret, and I would do it all over again.
If you were thinking that scenery seemed familiar, you were correct.
The Alnwick program houses students and classrooms in the wing of the same castle used by the Harry Potter series.
After the break, we venture into Rhode Island, giving you an inside look at the effects Hurricane Sandy had on our students. We'll be right back.
In 1977, an 8-year-old boy picked up the game of golf from his father. The odds of that same boy then making it to the US and European pro golf tours, 1 in 7 million. The odds of the Big Easy winning the US Open twice, 1 in 1.2 billion. The odds of him having a child diagnosed with autism, 1 in 110. Ernie Els encourages you to learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
It's easy to tell if you've had way too many. But what if you've had just one too many? Buzz driving is drunk driving.
It rests on the banks of the mighty Mississippi, just 70 miles northwest of Minneapolis. But from this central Minnesota community, you can see every inch of the globe. St. Cloud State University is an international campus large enough to bring you the world, yet small enough for you to recognize your place in it. As a leader in higher education in central Minnesota, St. Cloud State University programs have been recognized by nearly every major accrediting board affiliated with our 175 academic programs. What's more, it offers a 17-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio, one-on-one attention, and hands-on learning. At St. Cloud State University, 92% of our graduates are employed in their field of study within a year of graduation. 15% of them go on to graduate school, and 100% of them make a difference. St. Cloud State University, stcloudstate.edu.
When you're finished with your food or beverage cartons, toss it in the recycling bin. Because every carton is recyclable and can be turned into useful paper products. Put your carton in the bin with your other recyclables and let them start a new life. When the contents are gone, let the carton live on. Recycle your cartons.
Hurricane Sandy caused serious devastation all throughout the East Coast. With an extra 2 days added to their trip, the women's hockey team experienced some of the effects firsthand.
Well, we were there for about 5 days, and we were supposed to fly out Monday morning, actually, but when we all got up, our coaches told us that we probably wouldn't be flying out. So we stood around for a while for, I'd say, like an hour or something like that. And then, sure enough, our flight was canceled, and we couldn't drive out either because all the roads were shut down. So we were stuck there till Wednesday. Yeah, we were stuck there till Wednesday when we finally got back. So we missed a lot of stuff here.
Well, some of us were just bored, and Monday we wanted to see what it was like outside for ourselves, outside the hotel. So some of us went for a walk and just kind of, it was raining a little bit. It wasn't too bad. It was windy, but nothing worse than we've seen in Minnesota.
We went to the mall a couple times, a lot of homework stuff to do, sat around, we swam. We were preparing for the flood, so we all got really good at swimming and sitting in the hot tub while we were there.
Yeah, we had to email them the morning we found out and stuff, and they're all like really understanding and made sure we got caught up when we got back, and just had to let them know everything, like what was the deal and stuff about the hurricane, and so
yeah,
we're good about it.
A lot of us missed exams and stuff, but I actually didn't mind missing exams because then it gave me and probably for everyone else time to study more. So this week I've gotten to pick what days I want to take exams. So that part of it was pretty easy to do, but definitely missed some stuff in class. Could have been there, would have been helpful, but we all made up all we needed to do, so it was pretty good.
Yeah, Coach was able to get us ice on Tuesday at Providence College. They were nice enough to give us some of their ice time, so that was good. We didn't miss a day of practice. Monday was our travel day. It was our day off anyways. And then Wednesday we were traveling all day, and by the time we got to St. Cloud around 5 or 6, we just hopped on the ice here and started practicing so we could get our practice in. So really we didn't miss ice time or anything. So it was we were really lucky to be able to get back on time and have our home opener still.
Being put in a situation like that where things can change so rapidly, and you don't really know what's coming, I'd say the outlook for all the girls is definitely a lot more positive. And we bonded a lot, all of us being stuck there, all we had was each other. And we are a really hardworking team, so that's just is something for us to be motivated from. you know, we were stuck in a hurricane, let's move forward from there and let's do great things and come out with a bang and not let anything distract us, like not even the hurricane, and just keep going from there.
Who would have thought that Hurricane Sandy could hit so close to home?
When we get back, we share insight with some of our native settlers in North America.
I wouldn't have been at this ceremony if I hadn't been at this ceremony first. Unfortunately, nearly 30% of U.S. high school students aren't making it to graduation. And every one of us, every parent, every friend, and neighbor, has the responsibility to provide the support and encouragement they need to make it through. Because we all need to see a lot more of these pictures.
The things you learn in college will last your whole life. But is that how long they expect you to pay for it?
We have enough. Next one's on.
Today, about 1 in 5 Americans is living with a disability. Over 50 million people, including many of our friends and neighbors, teachers and co-workers, heroes and leaders. 20 years ago, the Americans with Disabilities Act guaranteed every person the right to live, work, and participate fully in the American experience. We've come a long way since then, and we are committed to making even more progress in the years ahead. Visit disability.gov to see how you can help.
Welcome to my block party. Glad you can make it.
The only triple doubles you get come with fries.
Last time you blocked someone, you were online.
I can do this all day. Your moves are just gay.
Using gay to mean dumb or stupid, not cool.
Not cool.
Not in my house, not anywhere. It's not creative, it's offensive to gay people. And you're better than that.
The teachers who push you the hardest are the ones who take you the farthest.
Stop. Whether it's on the way to school, at school, or online, bullying has become a non-stop threat to our youth today. Is your child being bullied? The National Runaway Switchboard can help. If you're having a hard time, get online or call to chat now.
Welcome back, you're watching SCSU Life.
SCSU shares some diversity on campus.
Dakota settlers bring us some deeply informed insight.
I'm here on the invitation of the Multicultural Resource Center. They have a speaker series each year, and so I was asked to come talk as part of the Multicultural Resource Center speaker series, talk about Dakota people.
So the Multicultural Resource Center is actually housed under Academic Affairs. The main mission of the MRC is to help faculty, students, community people who are interested in doing research, learning about, or teaching about people of color in the United States. So we help with some of the teaching and the learning process, but we also try to connect with community groups of color so that we can have more connections between what's going on at SCSU as well as in the community. But we're an academic center.
Most Dakota people. I do think that now's the time that we make a shift in how we teach about Indigenous peoples, and I'm especially interested in the Indigenous peoples of this state. I'm from Lower Sioux, I'm Dakota, so as a professor, I've really invested my energy as a teacher and as a scholar in doing better at teaching about the tribes and communities of this place, the indigenous peoples of this place, and so education is really where I see we can make a big change. And so that's, working with students, but then students take that new information and that changes how they work when they leave the university in their new jobs. They have a deeper understanding of the indigenous peoples of this place.
This was a fabulous event. I came out of my own sort of personal interest. I'm new to Minnesota, so want to learn as much as possible. I'm an archaeologist and an anthropologist, and I'm very interested in landscapes and place and how people connect to place. And I had not assigned so much as offered, tried to encourage students in my, in all of my classes, but in particular in my North American archaeology class, to come to the talk and earn some extra credit points.
It's definitely got to be an eye-opener because I graduated high school in the 80s. So, back then we didn't have anything for Native American history. So they kind of know what's going on, but speeches like this are just amazing because you're getting insight from a Native individual as well as her being a professor. So it's just a wealth of knowledge. It just opens up everybody's eyes, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, the university provides lots of opportunities to learn new things, both in classes and events outside of classes like this. So take advantage of those opportunities. You're paying your tuition. Get as much out of your education as you can. Be a critical consumer of information. This is an opportunity to really learn and practice critical thinking skills, to ask yourself and your professors and your friends some difficult questions, and to really engage in what we're learning in classes. Success of what you go through as a student is such a gift, and it's such a wonderful experience if you take advantage of it. And you see some students really taking advantage of the opportunities that they have here, and some students not so much. So I encourage people to sort of get out of their comfort zone a little bit, try something new, do something they might not know much about, put themselves out there, all those kinds of things. And I think it's that, they'll benefit from it, but I think we'll all benefit if we can make that kind of a shift.
SCSU offers many free resources not only to students but to the community as well.
One woman experiences discrimination firsthand.
Representative Susan Allen is an openly gay and an American Indian. This gives an example that there isn't anything you can't do.
She shares advice and encouragement to all of us through Women on Wednesdays.
Brought Susan for a couple of different reasons. One is students have told us over and over that they love and are interested in hearing real women's stories. I've heard Susan speak a couple other places, and her credentials are outstanding. So we just thought her story was very important to highlight at this Women on Wednesday.
Excited to speak on the symposium they have for the Women on Wednesdays, and so I'm a state legislator. So I was elected January 10th to the Minnesota House. So I'm a representative for South Minneapolis. I was in my father's. He had a little library, and there was a book in there, and it was a blue book. It was the AA book, and I read it, and I said, okay, well, I want to. Well, by the time I was 12 years old, I knew I wanted to be an attorney, and I knew that I wanted to keep doing what my parents were doing, fighting against discrimination, but at the same time I read this book and I knew my family history, and I knew my the struggles that my own father had, and I knew in that book that was me, that I was something that I was going to have to experience. Oftentimes people that are minority it's hard for us sometimes to come outside of our own communities and our own community organizations, and so stepping up to run for and to be part of an institution that is predominantly male, white, and was something that I believe that that's the only way that we're going to change institutions to make them look more like us, is to participate in them, so that when we integrate and when we participate as women or as minorities, we change those institutions. And so that's why I felt it was very important to say yes to the opportunity to run it. So.
I just thought her story was very important to highlight at this Women on Wednesday. And the other is she is an elected official, and this is an important election, and we thought it really important to highlight again women who are fighting for women's rights and underrepresented people in Minnesota.
Is social progressive agenda. It exists, and it is something that is very well organized, and I don't, that it. I think people are getting to the point where they want Minnesota to be a place that is fairer, that is more inclusive, and that we have institutions that start looking like the people that we serve. And that is something that I believe that in Minnesota is at a place where people are committed to doing that.
It's critical for students to vote. I don't have the particular statistic in my head right this minute, but what I do know is proportionately students are underrepresented in the voting booth. And one of the ways that plays out in society is elected officials are less likely to take into account students' perspectives, young people's perspectives. So it is critical, and I think it's both a right and a responsibility.
Susan Allen's story has a great impact in Minnesota. Don't tune out just yet. We'll be right back.
When the people of Haiti were hit by the massive earthquake, the people of America and the world came to their aid.
President Clinton and I have seen firsthand the power of your contributions at work.
The Clinton-Bush Haiti Fund is on the ground, funding programs that create jobs, teach skills, and assist local businesses.
Please continue to help us help the people of Haiti so they can rebuild and thrive. Thank you.
Go now to ClintonBushHaitiFund.org or text Quake to 2222 to give $10.
A world that's getting smaller. World of opportunity. It is a world of
When life's this hard, it's no wonder 7,000 students drop out every school day. Visit boostup.org and help kids in your community stay in school.
How you doing? My name's Steve. My family's lived in this neighborhood for years. Recently, things got so tight, we had to go to our local food bank for help. I lost a lot of sleep worrying about what the neighbors might think. That is until I saw them there, too. How'd I do, Steve?
A little stiff. You could have done a little better.
What? Come on. You know, I have an Academy Award.
Yeah, but not for playing me.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
When it comes to artistic abilities, St. Cloud has some very talented youth making remarkable art.
With many artists in the country, it's nice to see what is being created in our very own community.
Bid our acquaintance to ripen, I'll try hard not to be forgotten again.
You may listen to this network with assurance that all sources of news will be properly labeled will bring you frequent summaries of all information available.
My name is Pat Jensen. I'm a contributing artist, and I picked the artists that are in the Kirsta Kaufman show.
My name is Mike Tinas. I'm the owner of the shop here. Me and Pat just kind of got talking a couple months ago and brainstormed we want to do another art event. So this is it, Curse of the Coffin.
My name is Kara Held. I'm a local artist. I did 4 pieces. I did the Day of the Dead, Virgin Mary. I did the Zombie Unicorn, the Creature from the Black Lagoon, and the 3-piece Zombie Veggies. I figured, you know, Halloween is like, I could try to make it like super scary if I wanted to, or just kind of poke fun at it a little bit. So I just kind of wanted to have fun, do something a little different. My favorite vegetable? I guess I like all of them, but carrots, probably.
Exceptional importance and will bring you frequent summaries of all information available. Of all information available.
Brandon Philbrick, I'm art director at Light Interactive, graphic artist as well. That zombie with the big splatter coming out of his skull, and that vampire piece below it, they call it Nosferatu, and then that kind of demon cross, that's the pencil poster print.
Today's the closing reception. The show's been running for 2 weeks now, and it's we're just doing a little artist reception from 7 to 9 p.m.
My name is Eli Bauman, and I'm a tattooer. The vulture eating a baby. No, I just had fun doing it the whole time, yeah.
The artists are in control of selling stuff. They can sell stuff on the side or at the event right now, or afterwards. The Curse the Coffin is going to be an annual event, and if there's any artists interested in contributing, they can go to the Youth Shelter's website for more info.
Yeah, camera.
Ask me questions.
To see such artistic abilities within our community is really eye-opening.
Our SCSU work of art is definitely out of the ordinary. To see this or other shows, check us out on UTBS channel 21 or log on to www.youtube.com/SCSU Life.
I'm Alex Miller.
And I'm Jeff Anderson. Thanks for watching SCSU Life.